A lot of folks have been asking what the difference is between the Pyragon and the Praxis and Lumitron. The Pyragon is obviously slam fire, whereas the Praxis and Lumitron are only single fire. But also some folks have noted that the Pyragon seems like it has better range, like it's stronger. So I thought I'd open them up, and I was kind of surprised with what I found. Usually the first sign of slam fire is the difference in a trigger assembly. This is the trigger assembly on the Praxis, and here it is on the Pyragon. And other than the trigger shape itself, all the components are pretty much identical to what we saw over here in the Praxis. The layout and everything. I mean, it looks like they even just flat out use some of the same parts. Moving along over to here, looking at the disk loading mechanism and all that stuff, I thought I might find some differences in there. And up with the with this guy, it's still pretty much the same. Colors are different, but all of the layout for all that stuff is pretty much the same in there. I did manage to find out the obvious difference in ranges. Take a look at this. This is the torsion spring on the Praxis, and the coils there. Now there's this guy's actually had the torsion spring mod done to it, but check out this fella. Noticeably different. Much bigger, thicker coil, and there's more coils going around on it. So that's where this fella gets his power from. Also, it looks like the spots where you would do the torsion modification on the Praxis are in the same spot on the Pyragon. So that's helpful. Now, it still doesn't solve the problem of where the slam fire mechanism ended up going. And so I tried to look down near where the slide grip is and the pump and activation and stuff like that goes. And I couldn't really find a whole lot in there. But this is where I think the slam fire comes from in the Pyragon. Under there, you can see a little bit of where the handle comes in contact. The pump itself has actually been redesigned and reworked into this thing. Now, I haven't lifted up this piece yet because, well, it's just kind of a pain to do all that stuff. But I saw enough differences down in there that I just assumed that that's where the heart of the slam fire action is likely coming from, whereas the rest of the assembly on the Pyragon is pretty much identical to that on the Praxis. So there's a mechanism in there for the slam fire that is related to the pump, not directly related to the trigger, unlike the dart blasters like the Raider, Rampage, and Alpha Trooper. And obvious difference also in power is that torsion spring. So that's a quick look at the Pyragon versus the Praxis and Lumitron blasters from the Vortex line.